Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Name Mohana. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Bhagavan, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Bhagavan Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Bhagavan Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Bhagavan Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Bhagavan Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te. Adi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jagad, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Savetra Bhakta Vrinda. Adi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jagad, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Savetra Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana 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 Mohana Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Bhagavan 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 Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa
Haribol Namaste. Let us continue our study program. So I'd like to read here the guidance of Rupa Goswami, the Nectar of Devotion. Serving the spiritual master with faith and confidence. Serving the spiritual master with faith and confidence. One must be very loyal and truthful. Regarding accepting initiation from the spiritual master, in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter verse 27, it is stated by Lord Krishna, "My dear Uddhava, the spiritual master must be accepted not only as my representative, but as my very self. He must never be considered on the same level with an ordinary human being. One should never be envious of the spiritual master, as one may be envious of an ordinary man. The spiritual master should always be seen as the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And by serving the spiritual master, one is able to serve all the demigods." Years back, about almost more than 3 decades ago, when our spiritual master, Jagad Guru, came, prior to his coming, he comes to the Philippines and speaks. He tells us about the reality of this world, how we can become free from the suffering of birth, death, disease, and knowledge, and to be connected with the source of joy, Lord Krishna. So he comes, tells us, chant with us. Year back, 1978, when His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami left the planet, our Gurudev, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarup, he traveled around the world and accepted disciples, initiated students to become disciples and to follow the path of Parampara, to be engaged in the loving devotional service of the Supreme Person. But prior to his coming, even though we were given this great transcendental opportunity to be with him, to listen to his lectures, we have a lot of misconceptions that he made it very clear. With clarity, he spoke about how we can be guided. So it's connected with Sanatan Dharma, our true transcendental nature and our true eternal activities, which is to engage in the loving service of the Supreme Person. During that time, there were so many misconceptions. One is surrender to the temple, surrender to the organization. Somebody asked a question, how can I surrender to the organization? How can I join? And Srila Prabhupada made it very clear, there's nothing to join. What is important is to understand the absolute truth, listen carefully, and apply the process to understand. He made it very clear of what is a spiritual organization and what is not. And he taught us about whom we should be serving. We have misconception about serving the servant. We're thinking that, serving the servant is someone who is always with the spiritual master and who is appointed, who is always with the group and the leader. Then it dawned upon us that when he began to talk about Parampara, and now made very clear by Saint Prabhupada that the spiritual master is not different from Lord Krishna. and the distinction between someone who's fallible and infallible. So the spiritual master, being the representative of the Supreme Person, is infallible. We should not see him with what we have been exposed in this material world. We, the living entities, it's very hard. We commit mistakes. We have this our senses are imperfect. We are illusion, and we have this tendency to cheat. It's when I was in a certain area, individuals who were given opportunity to be disciples of Srila Prabhupada, but did not really made effort to understand this absolute truth, that the servant of the servant is none other than the spiritual master, who is a transcendental personality, none different from God, God himself. So there's this misconception that has been going on for so long. When Srila Prabhupada initiated many of his disciples in the Philippines, most of us during the times, we just have our shirt on our back. But what guided, what made it that the message, the process of parampara spread around the Philippines during the time? It is not about material consideration. It is about the guidance of our Guru Dev. He guided us to teach and pass on the holy names. Give the holy names to the people in general. And those individuals whom we were canvassing, because the Supreme Person is all attractive and the holy names is all attractive because it's a source of joy. You remember, you just hear Krishna, Krishna, it touches their heart. And many of them, through the program of our spiritual master, under his guidance, practice the process of sadhana bhakti, the harinama, the chanting of the holy names. Because during the time, the process we were given by our Guru Dev is mantra meditation and the chanting of the holy names. During the time, we were not yet guided and we have no loyalty to the spiritual master's teaching. The guidance was based upon those influential individuals in the organization. And misconception rose up because the person whom we're following is not the representative of God. So we experienced so much confusion and pain. But when we were initiated and taught by our spiritual master, Jagad Guru, Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, about the absolute truth, the foundation is about following, listening, and following his instruction. Remembering Lord Krishna and never forgetting Lord Krishna. Not only that, with the study program to teach us and understand what is materialism, how materialism influences the living entity, and the reason why he is influenced. So he taught us the science of identity. He taught us about material nature, the three modes of material nature. So we can guide others, that they can have this clear understanding and be protected. It's like my spiritual master was telling us, if you go to a training because there's war, you go to this camp, boot camp, the sergeant is very, very strict because he knows the situation. He teaches you very carefully. And not only that, he gives us the training sergeant tells and guide those trainees how they can survive. He's very serious. He has seen the war. And you don't go in the front line, like, what's happening? Why is there shooting? You get hit. So he teaches us, the sergeant teaches us how to survive. So in spiritual life also, we were given this process of hearing and chanting. And we are advised that we must be very faithful. We must have confidence because we are under the guidance of the Supreme Person. So when I have doubt in my mind, I can ask my spiritual master. I have now one person, God, who can assure me that His guidance, His instruction, either in a way of reprimand, in the way of praise, in any capacity, it's all about caring for me. It's like this. Everybody's drowning in the ocean. Some are holding some buoy, but it cannot sustain their survival because if you go to the Atlantic Ocean, the waves are so high, like mountains, And the spiritual master, with this infallible giant ship, passes by, not touched by this mountain of waves. And we are there looking at him. Some are holding some buoy, some holding some lifesaver, but it's not capable to sustain that individual in that ocean. He'll drown. Not only that, he'll be eaten by sharks. There's a lot of predators in that place. Whales, So the spiritual master picks us. We take hold of his hand. He puts us in this infallible, transcendental boat. Krishna himself, the holy names. It connects our heart, our life. It gives us a sustainable shelter. Because by nature, the living entity is looking for happiness. And when we're in that boat, through His guidance, we are protected. But some people, majority, who are drowning there, holding the buoy, say, don't take that boat, follow me. You can hold we can hold this buoy or this, I have this lifesaver, just embrace me. So the reason I'm telling this is that when many of my friends who were not able to listen and understand the science of identity, the science of materialism, how it influences a person, they begin to be lazy, to study, to be very fixed in staying in the ship. And some individuals also coming in contact with the spiritual master, having some understanding, but not really able to save the living entity, have this misconception. Their idea is this: as if to be initiated and accepted by the spiritual master is enough. It is just the beginning. He accepts us, guides us. We must take the walk. This person, not understanding, he begins to count how many people he recommended to be initiated, as if these are the trophies of my perfection, of how I can guide people. We should be very, very loyal and be confident with the instruction of our Gurudev and be guided by his teachings. Parampara. So when this person was portraying himself as the guide, and a lot of individuals who were initiated were so lazy, they become cliques, but they did not see that this person is beginning to do things that will harm them spiritually. That the fragile plant planted in their heart by our Gurudev, they were not able to guide it from predators, from the influence of someone who is not completely pure transcendental personality. Being under the three modes of material nature, the living entity who is not completely surrendered has this tendency to be influenced by the three modes of material nature. So what happened? Through association, they were not able to see that their spiritual life is already hurt. The plant that is planted, in the beginning, they have this enthusiasm, but through association, through doing what is not pleasing to Lord Krishna, this person supposedly acts because of this misconception that the leader of the organization, a position, Guru is heavy. Guru is non-different from God. It is not a leader of the organization. He may be, or she may be a pure devotee, a lover of God. But our system, that our spiritual master, he gave us this process to have clarity as a check and balance. Scriptures, the Lord within the heart, and if we have doubt, since we offered our life to our Gurudev, why hesitate to ask questions from our Gurudev? He's always there. Why portray ourselves as perfect? We should be very comfortable with confidence to be under the shelter of our Gurudev. Either he reprimands us, he chastises us, he praises us. It's all about his caring so we can be protected. So what happened? This person who was given the opportunity to be a conduit to the offering of many individuals to their Gurudev, he begins to steal the money and implicated his cliques, initiated disciples. It's a heavy and serious situation because they now glided and drifted away from that boat. The moment they were implicated with this sinful activity, guided by this person, they drifted away and jumped out of the boat. And the sign, they begin to lose attraction to the lotus feet, the shelter of the spiritual master. They just drifted away. They're living, but they just drifted away. The enthusiasm, the happiness to be part of Lord Krishna's mission, Lord Chaitanya's mission, begins to fade away. The Sankirtan movement, for that individuals, it has no luster anymore because this divisiveness that has been experienced by that person through this material contamination of this sinful act, families, whole family, individuals who have been chanting for so long, who follow this person, they're lost into oblivion. So we are advised by Rupa Goswami to be very careful in our spiritual life. My spiritual master, he gave this very, very one-pointed, absolute verdict and conclusion. He said, I can only trust you if you become a pure lover of Krishna. It's a very tall order, but it's our true nature to experience this transcendental world of pure devotional service. That is our true nature. That's why we must be very confident and very faithful that when, as the analogy, that when we are riding on this infallible boat, we must have confidence that the direction of the boat, the shelter, the caring shelter of our spiritual master is none different from Lord Krishna. It's our life, it's our protection. It's unfortunate that majority of those individuals who are now drifting away, who have drifted away already, because they followed somebody, just lackadaisically, not seeing, not praying to the Lord within the heart, seeing His activities, and they got so implicated, and they committed so much offense. They became part of that conspiracy to steal money from Lord Krishna. to serve Lord Krishna, to be able to cross this ocean, we are advised that it is a very tall order because for so long we had been conditioned by material energy, Maya. And our Gurudev taught us that in this jungle of material life, there's a lot of predators. Individuals can be chanting the holy names, but doing some activities that is contradictory to the real bona fide devotee. From the outside, externally, and that can be seen very blatantly, very revealing by action. So the test is this: if a person, our life, if we follow somebody, there should be this transcendental influence that the living entity can be purified from this misgiving, misconception. And that can only be addressed by Lord Krishna himself, by the sound that comes from Lord Krishna, our Gurudev. So immediately we can check. That's why association is very important. Hearing is very important. Sound is very important. If it is connected with the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna being delivered, descending through parampara from our Gurudev, that should be our shelter, the boat that will guide us, and the captain, our spiritual master, Lord Krishna. Now, if we are not serious, then we can associate with all the predators. Just if you go to the jungle, there's a lot of leeches. You know, you don't even know. I was in the jungle in Mindoro a long time ago, and you see in the movies, leeches just fall on your back. You don't even know it's there, and then it drops to suck your blood already. So this association with individuals who are materialists, either they influence us, they contaminate us. We should be very careful. We should not feel so sanctimonious that I am a devotee, I am initiated, I am pure. No. The living entity as we are marginal. Meaning, although in quality, we are transcendental, but we can be covered by material nature. We can make a choice to not to do the will of God, even without our knowing. Meaning, our heart, our desire, our mind is not yet on a transcendental level. That's why we must make progress. Making progress is not an external activity. Not imitating the spiritual master. The spiritual master opens the window. Oh, he opens the window. I open the window. He talks like this. I talk like that. He wears glasses. I wear glasses like him. He walks like, no, imitate him externally. No. It will not protect us. If that is our idea in spiritual life, then we're in for a ride with Maya. Association is very important. We must associate with God, with our Gurudev, through his instruction under his lotus feet. If we want to to really enter that world, we are advised to have this confidence, this loyalty, this faithfulness, this truthfulness. I offer my life to you. Please protect me. If not, then it will be very hard. So the person who is serious about his life, his love with his spiritual master and Lord Krishna, he's one-pointed. He's chaste, she's chaste, one-pointed. And it protects us. Association must be based upon transcendental association. We can associate with many practitioners of spiritual life, practicing yoga, practicing engaging in sadhana bhakti. But we should not blindly offer our life to anyone who is non-different from God, because Maya or illusion will be influencing those who are not really surrendered to Lord Krishna, who have material desires. When a person is not pure at heart, he has material desires, then Maya comes, he becomes, and when that person is so much covered by illusion, he becomes the agent of Maya to take us away from the service of Lord Krishna. I'm not trying to threaten you. It's just a process that we must be careful to follow, to tread. So when the spiritual master tells us, walk straight to the door, one-pointedly, because when you walk to straight and focus upon his instruction, then you can enter that door. But the mind, and agents of Maya, that's why this idea, our community, I surrender to the community, then the community becomes purer and purer and purer every day. Where is my shelter? Where is my protection? Spiritual life is a sustainable, eternal, transcendental relationship with God. And through His mercy, He embraces us. He comes as the spiritual master. So we must be very focused upon the instruction of our Gurudev and take shelter of his instruction so we can be guided. Or else, no, we'll just be giving pain to our heart, and not only that, pain to others. So the sign that one is really engaged in devotional service, working for the spiritual master, his love for the Supreme Person becomes stronger, his affection becomes very fixed, he's loyal and confident, and his world is the taste of love for God, the sweetness of experiencing that loving relationship, that the care, the love, the comfort, the shelter, the sweetness of that relationship with his Gurudev. He feels so much life. And when he sees others through the guidance of the spiritual master, he wants to introduce them also to that world of love. But someone who is posing as a devotee, he sees you as someone whom he can use because he's servant of the senses. He sees this world as a playground with no remorse because he's blinded by lust. So the devotee who's making progress must see the materialist, the impersonalist, the innocent, and how? By their action, by the sound. Be very careful. So we must be with wisdom and with knowledge, so we can succeed. If not, then we'll become like the clouds driven by the wind. Where the wind goes, it goes there. So we'll continue our study program when we meet again. Let's discuss what is a materialist. But 2 points I like to discuss here in a nutshell. It is about loyalty, faithfulness. It is about being confident, this confidence that yes, Krishna will protect me. And this filial loving relationship with my spiritual master who is embracing me, who is giving me his love and care. I'll hold the line, embrace it no matter what. So many things we can discuss, but the point is we must be very confident. We must have this faith under the guidance of our spiritual master. Thank you very much. Haribol Namaste. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namo
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Gurakarunya Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Gurakarunya Swarupaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadguru Vrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadguru Vrinda
Gopala Gopala Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama,
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te.
Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Honorable Namaste. Let's continue our study program next week. Thank you very much for listening and participating.